pause there.
Okay. A delta of about 16.
Yeah. Wait for the tether to get below you, and then it'll be good.
This is the Okeanos Video Watch Engineer, reminding all those participating in today's dive by the telephone or here on the ship that the audio and video associated with today's dive will be recorded and archived and streamed live on the internet. Please keep this in mind as we're conducting our dive operation. Thank you very much and have a good dive.
All right.
When you're ready, I will do the lights.
Yep. And Nav, which way do you think we'll be heading?
So, zoom out. Upslope's gonna be maybe on average. On average, might be about 200.
Okay. Co-pilot, you can also come over to 200.
Tolerance could be 215.
Bring it over to 200.
200. Yeah, best guess from HiPAC 200.
Watch lead pilot.
Good morning, pilot.
Good morning. We are on the bottom. Just getting the lights out. And we'll start heading upslope right away. Let me know what you want to zoom in on.
Sounds great. All right. Well, here we are. Good morning, everyone. This is the Okeanos Explorer. We are diving today, our 13th dive of our expedition, on a small escarpment northeast of Mona Island. And we're already seeing some pretty substantial benthic critters and animals. We've seen one fish, a silvery looking fish that was pretty small. But we're seeing a bunch of sponges and what look like corals in the background as well. This is to be expected today. We're diving substantially shallower than we have in the past several days. We're diving today at a depth of around 500 and around 500 meters.
Looks good to me.
550. And we'll be migrating up to a depth of about 410 meters.
Swing them out a little, the light pool out.
This depth range is ideal for deepwater fishes, shallower than about 450 meters. Specifically, we're looking for potential depth records or the deeper end of the depth distribution for deepwater commercially fished species like snappers. My name is Steve Oskovich. I am one of the co-science leads on board the ship here for this expedition. I'm a PhD candidate at Temple University in Philadelphia. And we're looking at a beautiful coral right now, which is appropriate because I'm a deep sea ecologist focusing on biology and biogeography of deepwater corals. And I'm joined by
Stacy Williams from the Institute for Socio-Ecological Research, a nonprofit organization in Puerto Rico, and also Coastal Survey Solutions, also located in Puerto Rico. I'm a benthic ecologist, and I've been studying the marine communities around Puerto Rico and throughout the Caribbean.
So I mentioned that we're looking at a deepwater coral now. One of the few deepwater corals we saw over the past couple days. We've only seen a few in the ultra deep dives we've been doing. But we're looking at an octocoral, most assuredly. This one has a couple of associates. It looks like we have a brittle star as well as a chirostylid crab, very similar to the one we collected a few weeks ago.
15-meter move.
A couple weeks ago.
200 to start off with.
Yeah.
This octocoral is in the Primnoidae family. And it's very reminiscent of the genus Calagorgia.
Yeah, co-pilot, will you get your heading over to center me?
Say that again, sorry.
Get your heading to center me.
Copy that, coming over to 200.
So we're going to book this one as Calagorgia for now, but it looks very different from the Calagorgia specimen we had collected a while back.
For a whole specimen.
There you go, pilot.
we might be able to get this one.
Can we get lasers on that as well, pilot?
Oh yeah, we did at the beginning. But we
Okay.
can do it again.
No, that's fine.
Lasers on.
Coming on.
There we go.
Yep. So the lasers we're looking at are about 10 centimeters. So that base appears to be somewhere in the range of 3 to 4 centimeters.
Coming to right.
And we just spotted some other possible coral fans here on the rock. I'm going to take a little bit of a closer look while we're set down.
Sliding a little. Coming right.
Lots of small sponges here.
Yeah, a lot of demo sponges, it looks like.
So watch lead, based on how we were streaming when we came to the bottom and how our tether's doing, there's a mild current from behind us, so going upslope from northeast to southwest.
Great.
Thank you.
That's pretty much what we expected, right? East-northeast current in this area.
Okay, video.
I'm good.
Let's go find some fish.
Okay, now that you're both
Are those the
set
same
up,
corals,
how's
the
light
small
pool
one and
look?
the large one?
Tough to say. It's
A little bit better?
yeah.
A little bit worse?
Perfect.
If we have the chance, those smaller corals, if we see any of that size, it would be better to look at them kind of on a plane,
Okay.
so we can see how it's branching. I would wager it's also a primnoid, but I just can't tell exactly if it's in the same genus.
The ones we were just looking at?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Sirius just got to move in, so I have a minute here. See if I can get a better view.
There's quite
There's
a
a
few
couple
fish
sea
in this
stars that
area,
I
too, that have been swimming
saw on the
by.
screen.
Nice.
They never just hella source.
I think there's quite a bit of diversity here. I think we have some stonier structures also in the foreground.
Oh, here's another coral.
At least 3 or 4 in view right now.
It's a good view in the D2 camera.
Okay, I got my eyes on your swing arm, she looks fine.
Okay.
Our pilots at moves down should be able to move pretty quick at this depth.
Copy that.
Okay.
See a few things here. The one,
Stand by.
something like at 9 o'clock, that might
Yeah,
be a
that
sponge.
purple, that looks like a sponge, yeah.
As well as this, it's probably a stylastrid or some sort of small stony structure to the left of the
video, free to
lasers.
zoom.
And to the right, something else.
Coming off of the lasers.
Now, this looks very similar to what we had, well, let's see, take a closer look before we say anything.
Oh, look at the little, is that a shrimp?
Do you have any more zoom video?
That's max.
Okay.
This one's a tough one. Given the way that it's flexing like this, I was going to say correlate initially, but given the way it's flexing, I doubt it's that. Those correlates don't flex very much in the current. So I would say this is an octocoral, possibly either a plexaurid or elicellid. Looks very similar to Nicella, but can't rule out either of those two options. Any more zoom on that, or is that max?
Max.
Max.
No, yeah, I had to get further away to get a side view.
That's all right. There's one also to the left at 9 o'clock to the lasers.
And a little something in the...
Yeah. Come out partial video. Okay. This one over here.
Yeah, pretty
And a
dense, right?
star
And then
half
sea star,
buried.
maybe. I just
Yeah.
saw that. That's very similar to one we have seen previously as sea star.
Can we get lasers on for a moment?
Coming on. Lasers on.
Okay, we can go in video.
There we go.
Coming
This
back
is
to starboard.
looks like a stylastrid.
That is max zoom.
Copy.
Are you there at 060?
These stylastrids are pretty
Yeah,
close
plenty of
relatives of the corals we were just looking at, but they're a type of hydrocoral. Or sometimes they're called lace corals. Very brittle and very easy to fracture and fragment. But we've been seeing these a lot over the past several days, and they've been quite abundant. This one is likely in the genus Crypthelia. The polyps or cups portion of the stylastrids seem very dense compared to the ones we were seeing yesterday. Right, very good, pilot. Thanks.
No problem.
Science is satisfied.
Any interest in, I think there's an anemone and a sea star around here. There's the sea star. Okay, you can go back in video.
Yeah, I believe we've seen this before, but I don't remember the species.
Just checking that out right now.
Okay, video once you're clear.
Thanks, pilot.
No problem.
So did you just put down your port toe for that? And then just rotated around that?
Yeah.
Point?
For the bigger one, I had both toes in, so it was more stable, but for that, they wanted a sideways view.
Mm-hmm. Okay, following you over my camera.
Okay.
Alright, pilots, looks like D2's coming into 4-5. Just
Okay.
past it on Sirius. Would you like another 15-meter move?
Yeah,
Copy that. Are you so happy with 200?
looks good. It looks maybe a little bit to
Yeah, a
port.
little bit to port.
No, that was the
3-1-9-0?
woodfall.
We've got a
Chonex,
fish
yeah.
flow a little
Lower left, there's a fish.
Oh yeah, I see it.
Orange Chonex.
Also, Nav, will you make D2 scale 4 on HIPAC? It looks kind of large there.
Yeah,
Ship
I'll check
sized.
that. Scale 6. How's that?
Perfect.
Okay, Nav, I'm lined up at 090. That seems to be splitting.
190?
190. Yes.
Copy.
That works for pilot.
I'll put 15 meters then.
Okay.
Coming off
Free
the
to zoom.
lasers. Lasers are off.
Oh, small Chonex.
Chonex,
One of
yeah.
the smallest ones I've ever seen.
Just lost my toe a bit. Coming back up.
These are such cool little fish.
We don't get to see its beautiful smile.
No.
This angle, but you have to take
It's a
our
nice
word for it.
profile.
I think I'm good pilot.
Okay. Can come out partial. That's good. I'll try to sidle around and see a smile as I take off.
I was
It
joking
looks
about
like
that, but you
Joker
can.
Oh, there's a glass sponge.
stitched
So I
smile.
was seeing a lot of demo sponges, but right off to the right of the fish, there's a, looks like a glass sponge, maybe a Feria. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, it looks a little bit.
could be.
There he is.
There's the
Ah,
rumba
there's his
face.
beautiful smile.
His little front feet.
Feet.
Okay, we can go wide video.
Just some modified pectoral fins.
Fins.
They look like feet, though. Again, a lot of, we were looking at some pretty large colonies of things so far, corals and sponges, but everything here is generally pretty small. Most structures are less than 10 centimeters in size, and only occasionally do we see some coral fans that are slightly larger than that or taller. And we really haven't even started going up too much of the steeps yet. This is
It's a lot.
still getting steeper.
Y buenos días a todos. Estamos hoy en el lado oeste de Puerto Rico, noroeste de Isla de Mona. Hoy vamos a explorar un gran pendiente en la Isla de Mona. Vamos a empezar a la profundidad de 550 metros y vamos a subir hasta 412 metros. Hoy vamos a buscar los peces en aguas profundas como cartuchos y meros y también caracterizar los animales y comunidades que viven en el fondo del mar como corales y esponjas.
Just center bottom, the
Yeah,
big one?
there you go. Yep. I thought I saw a bunch of stuff hanging off the bottom side of that.
Sure.
Just wanted to double check.
Oh, yeah. Welcome, co-pilot.
It's a half dead, half alive
yeah,
sponge, I think.
Yeah,
But I saw some
that looks like a
Interesting.
branching, yeah.
We should be
colonies.
done moving soon.
Something.
Looks like one of those crinoids.
One of the
Other
rocks.
ones.
Oh, yeah. Crinoids, and might be a bunch of stuff under there worth checking out.
One of those holopus.
Oh, the
Right there,
stony
yeah.
crinoids,
Maybe we're too
bluish
far.
purple.
Okay, video, free to zoom.
There we go. So we're getting a good look at the
Co-pilot, will you
sponge
take
first.
my
Yeah, looks like it
Main
could be
HD and
diseased or
tilt it
Partly
per
dead.
video's request? All right, video, you ready to go down?
At least dead or
Roger.
fouled
Okay.
in some way.
Tilt down to the crinoids.
But half the colony seems alive. It's actually, this one looks more like a honeycomb than any other sponge I've seen so far.
Good.
There we go. That's what I was looking for.
not the crinoid.
Not the crinoid, sorry.
Yeah. I was wondering why you wanted to see the crinoids.
I had a
Poor crinoids.
intuition. Yeah, I had some intuition that there would be a coral behind those crinoids.
I'll rotate slightly to starboard so you can focus on these coral polyps.
Yeah, so this looks like a colonial scleractinian coral.
There you go. Copilot, you can tilt down
Unfortunately, it's
slightly.
not new for the expedition, but it's new for this area
Yeah.
in the Mona Passage. We haven't seen it in our dives on this expedition. This looks like it could be Solanus amelia, which is a deepwater scleractinian coral. Is there any way to, after you're done, to square up the shot on the coral?
Yeah, we could try.
If you have any more pan or
Yeah.
tilt, yeah.
It's, okay, let's try just going in there, centered.
Come up a little.
Or down, yeah, to
Down.
the coral.
Down.
More. Thank you.
It looks rather protected, otherwise I would say attempt to sample, but no, I think we'll leave this one. But it looks to me like Solanus amelia. It's pretty easy to pick out from a lot of other scleractinians. Excellent. Okay, thanks.
You're
And
welcome.
on the downslope side of the sponge, there was also an octocoral fan. There it is on the left.
Sure, you can tilt down to that, Copilot. All right.
Oh, I mean in the upper left.
Oh,
sorry.
okay. So not this one.
Not that one. Yeah, the orange, yellow, brown one
Oh,
with
I
the
see
sea
it.
star
Yeah.
on it.
Gotcha. Okay, coming to port. Okay, you can start going in.
This looks like a plexaurid.
Go.
Cautious to go beyond much more than that, but we'll get some images of this along with its brittle star associate. Coloration is brown to yellow, yellow-brownish, gray in parts. There's a few closed polyps on this colony, which could give us some clues as to a finer identification. And then, very good. I think that'll be that for that specimen.
Okay.
And one last request is to put the lasers on this mass before we leave.
Got
so
it.
we can get
Lasers are on.
estimation
Tilt
of
up a little
size.
for this coral. Yeah. I'll just rotate over for the whole thing.
So those lasers we're looking at right now are 10
Oops.
centimeters
I'm going to take this back.
in diameter. So that gives this sponge
You got it?
It's a
maybe
pretty big
40
sponge,
centimeters, half a meter, maybe. The lower coral colony, the stony coral colony, maybe about 20 centimeters off the rock. And the smaller octocoral fan in the range of 15 centimeters. Well, great dive so far. I think we've already doubled the amount of species we saw yesterday,
And the day before.
combined.
So I'm really interested to what these demo sponge white, like low bait looking sponges are that are really common in this area. We've been seeing them in the AUV and ROV work close to this on the west side, and they're pretty common.
Have there been...
I hope a sponge expert will be on call today.
Do you know of any sponge collections in the area in the past
No.
for this morphology?
No.
Could be worth it by the end of the dive today.
I mean, they're really common.
Yeah.
We see them a lot.
It's a fair amount of marine snow here, as well as, you know, we're more or less stationary, and currents are moving at a pretty good clip.
Alright, nav, co-pilot.
Pilot.
Let's go and get back down here. Looks like there's some decent current today.
Yeah.
It looks like there might be a sea urchin right here.
Oh,
Right at 3 o'clock.
Make my way to it. Alright, video, you want to come partial?
It looks like a sedarid. This is a pencil sea urchin.
Kill lasers, co-pilot.
As Chris Ma has mentioned in a couple of his
video as a center, you
calls that they don't
down.
have skin on their spine, so a lot of times you find hydroids or other type of debris covering their spines, unlike the other urchins. Looks like it has some maybe isopods on on the spines, those little red stations. Very
barnacles
cool.
and gastropods, maybe.
It's a whole community.
Hydroids, lots of hydroids.
Guys ready for a short move?
Polychaete on the bottom too. That reddish.
Yeah, I think so.
This one. Or
No, I think it's an
amphipod?
isopod or an amphipod, yeah. One of the crustaceans.
Yeah, oh yeah, I think you can see it 3 dimensions a little bit better.
Or do you want to do a 190?
I mean, this looks very similar to the shallow water ones.
Whatever's
species.
upslope, those points aren't super hard.
Okay, pilot, thank you.
Copy that. Alright,
Go
video.
190. 15 meters sound good, co-pilot?
Yeah, that should be good.
Alright.
So today we're diving
Bridge
to
is
the
already out.
northeast of Isla
Yeah, ready for
Limona.
move
This
if you
is
are.
a small little island
Range
sandwiched
15
between the
meters,
Dominican Republic
bearing
and Puerto Rico.
190 degrees. Speed
This is
decimal
a marine protected area.
Good copy.
So we're seeing, it's really high diversity of sponges.
Overhang seems to be well populated.
There looks like maybe soft coral.
Can we do a snap zoom at 12 o'clock just to peek under this overhang?
Yeah. Video, you can go ahead snap.
I think that's a zoanthids. Although there seems to be a live one just to the other side. So now we have a good picture of... Oh, there's also another Scleractinian in there.
Let's kind of pan this.
Sticopathes. Yeah, I was looking at these small scleractinians. They don't quite look like cup corals, but they could be. But they're really deep in there. It's going to be hard to get some light.
That one looks like it's a dead cup coral, and things are growing on it.
Another.
Try the high beams to. Oh.
Stylastrids are taking over this particular little spot. Although there's a lot of these small little fan-shaped soft corals. Likely also primnodes. Crab. Small crab.
All right, how's that, Washleads?
Very good, thanks.
There's a whip.
Stichopathes.
All right, video, you can come wide.
That's full wide.
Copy.
There's quite a bit of relief here. We have these outcrops and overhangs, which provide refuge to a lot of these benthic organisms. Hopefully we get to see some fish.
Yeah, we are climbing this feature. It's not all that tall. I think it's only about 130 meters or so of relief. And then we'll cruise along the top where we expect to see more fishes.
Move complete. Thanks, Bridge.
Our depth right now is 545, so a little bit more than that, about 135 meters of relief till we get to our suspected top of this feature. So is this similar to what you're seeing in your AUV surveys in this vicinity?
Yeah, it's not as far west. Most of it is off the shore of the west side of Puerto Rico, close to Bajo de Seco and Termolín, important spawning aggregation sites for some of these groupers. But yeah, I mean, we've done a couple surveys, especially with the ROV that was, or no, the AUV that was in this depth range, and yeah, it looked very similar.
Going off to my starboard just slightly.
Copy, come
I'm hoping
back.
before the day's finished to get this ID of this white sponge.
I fully support that. I think it's definitely characteristic of this site.
Yeah. Oh, there's the goniasterid.
Oh yeah, sea star upper left.
Upper left.
Ooh.
Another coral in the foreground there as well.
Video, you want to snap sea star?
I think this is what we collected the other. Is this something what we collected the other day? That was eating the bamboo coral?
The arms were a little bit more prominent. These
Okay.
are kind of, this is pentagonal.
Up on you and then
I would say it's
swing
more
back
pentagonal than
Copy.
very pentagonal. Yeah. Also, the other had spines along the arms.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't see any texture like that.
Yeah, it looks pretty
at the moment.
flush.
Video, whenever you're happy.
The science want to see
Are
that
these like
coral.
little
Stylastrids.
stylastrids?
Yeah, it's tough to say because stylastrids could be live or dead, and the color is not necessarily a good indicator if they're live or dead. But I suspect it's probably a type of stylastrid.
Moving on. Alright, co-pilot, I'll center, and you can rotate back.
Okay. Follow you back.
Yeah, I think there's a very high diversity of stylastrids here if you look close enough, or if you had the ability to collect a large number or small section of the seafloor, you'd find substantial number of stylastrid corals, but they're just very tiny,
185 or so.
and they don't necessarily provide a large habitat relief, but are important for biodiversity nonetheless.
Right about 190.
Oh, here's a big sponge. Looks like a Yersinia.
Alright, video, you want to come in on sponge?
Many oscula on top here. These are the circular holes that are the outflows for the sponge as it filters seawater for particulate matter. Typically, sponges have a very good capacity to filter seawater. Water typically flow in through the sides of the sponge and out through the top. Sometimes we can see small critters as well inside the sponges, but the oscula here are very tiny. I don't know if that'll be possible, but it's not unusual to see things like polychaete worms as well as shrimps.
Alright, happy with that watch lights?
Yes, thank you.
Video, need anything else?
It's just one more whole species, and then we'll get out of here.
Yep, you got it.
Okay, we'll see what else is in the neighborhood.
Alright, moving on.
Small crustacean.
Yeah. Looks very decorated.
Cup coral also.
Maybe another 15 meter? Or
Yeah,
Yeah, you look ready for it. Maybe 20? Or
those are cup corals, right? The ones that
Yeah,
yeah,
the red
red
tissue.
15? Okay, that's fine.
that'll basically bring me up to about where you are and then push out from there.
Yeah, I think that's good.
like 180?
Whatever,
That's true. This is having kind of trouble keeping the 190. I don't know if that's
looks like sonar might be a little too starboard though. So you could do like 190 maybe.
Alright.
looks like part of this
Bridge is
rock
RV now.
has fallen off because you can see how
Yeah, I'd like a move, same as the last one.
Clean
15
the substrate
meters,
is,
bearing
the rock.
190, speed decimal 2. Thanks, Bridge.
there's something branching.
Another, yeah.
Do you want to snap
Seen
anything?
several of these. Yeah, at 3 o'clock actually. There's very faint fan-shaped, white fan-shaped object. Yeah, there you go.
Is it?
Yep, that one.
Okay, got it. All right, video's going.
This looks like it could be a Chrysogorgiid. Along with its squat lobster associate. So, looks like it could be in the genus Chrysogorgia. It's definitely has all the characters. Very active squat lobster inside. Usually we find one or more of these crustaceans in the colony. Sometimes it's shrimp, sometimes it's crustaceans. We've also seen egg cases associated with these colonies. All right, very good, thanks. In the Pacific, we would see associated with these Chrysogorgiid octocorals, sometimes Dumbo octopod egg cases and shark egg cases. So they're, depending on the size of the colony, they can be important habitat for fishes.
Where did we find that shark egg case? That was like right in the beginning of our. It was on the collection. Was it a Chrysogorgia?
I think it was at dive 1, I think. It's quite shallow. Sea star, lower right.
Another sea star.
Yeah, see, this star looks a little bit different. It has a little bit more pointed arm tips. It's quite a number of sea stars. There's 1, 2, 3.
Everybody wants to start to come in.
Different varieties.
This one more
looks like Linkia or one of something similar.
It's kind of nondescript corals, or sorry, sea stars. It reminds me more of Henricea, which is kind of in these pale or yellowish sometimes corals, or I keep on saying corals.
You're so excited. We saw a couple corals.
It's time to give some more credit to the corals. We saw a bunch of sea stars in the past few days.
Sorry, video come partial. Hold that.
Yeah. The color is very variable.
All right, you can come back in.
In this genus, but amazing shot. Thanks, pilot.
I'm good, pilot.
All right, you come wide. I think
go look at the next species to the right.
Yeah, I think this is the one that we saw just in the beginning of the dive.
It's one of the more common ones at this depth. I've been pouring through my notes to try and relocate the name. I think we're all set on that one. We got some good images when we first set down.
There's another one upper right.
Yeah, watch it. Any interest in the third one to the top?
We've already imaged it.
Copy.
Maybe just a quick snap zoom.
Yeah, we can snap from here. Let's go for a video.
Yeah, it looks similar, but just bigger.
Yeah, right. It's a little bit less pentagonal.
Yeah. But
the arm tips are more pronounced.
Kind of scalish looking feature towards the central disc.
Is that all you need, Washlights?
Yes.
Yeah, looks great.
Right.
Thanks. So it seems like one of the dominant organisms at this site are these sponges. They don't grow too big. We saw a couple big colonies, but they all seem pretty small. Can we snap zoom on the sponge that's on the overhang?
Yeah, copy that.
Since
Video you want to snap?
I don't see the sieve, so
No, yeah, so it
different type
might
of
not be a euplectellid.
Yeah.
You want the fog lights? Is that all you want, wash lights, or do you want?
Yeah, that's okay. Thank
All
you.
right. Good. All right, video.
There are a lot of these crinoids on the overhangs.
Small star on the top of the.
Yeah. Just do a quick snap. Quick snap of video. Center.
Same
one,
species, just small. Okay.
Yeah.
Where are the fish?
I didn't see any yet.
No other swimming fishes yet, only this chonax, right?
Chonax, and we saw a smaller
Small
fish.
silvery fish, yeah,
that
when we
kinda
just set down.
swam away. Couldn't get a good ID.
There's plenty of relief there here for fishes, though, in the in these small caves and outcroppings. At like 5 o'clock, there's a branching structure. I can't tell if it's a sponge or a coral from here. Kind of just below the lasers right now.
Video, you want to come partial?
I think it's a stylastrid. Well, maybe a sponge. It's a weird structure.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to go with sponge.
Yeah, I think it's sponge. You could see all the...
I've never seen a sponge like that. It kind of looks like an old tree.
Yeah.
Without any leaves on it. That was a really weird sponge. Okay, thanks, pilot.
No problem.
Yeah, if we collected even a third of the sponges we've seen so far, we'd run out of box space in seconds.
It's unique because we don't see them really branching. They're usually
Okay,
like lobate or fan form or vase. So this
Each
one
one of-
is very unique.
Each one of the oscula seems to be on its own stalk or branch. So do you think that this sponge that's in the center is similar to that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of platey.
Seeing it, I
Convoluted
feel
sponges.
that it should feel like a little bit rubbery. I think that's what I had as a description, like this low bait, rubbery, white demo sponge. But
I think in the past I've collected things that look like this, these cup-shaped ones. They're actually harder than you would think.
yeah, I was really surprised with the Geodia when we collected it, how hard it was.
Yeah, I'm still not sure. You know, we collected two that had the resemblance of Geodia. One was softer and one was rock solid. I'm very curious to see how those turn out.
Oh, this is interesting.
So even though this seemed more like a wall or vertical feature on the bathymetry, it's definitely more of a stair-step or stepwise type of track.
You guys want to get another 15 meters in?
Yeah.
Happy with the same direction of Copitis.
Another Stichopathes. It's one of those sponges under the overhang. Yep.
There's
Bridge
like
is
a
open
yellow
now.
branching.
At around 1 o'clock,
Stand by.
2 o'clock pilot, there's a smaller round branching structure.
Smaller.
Orange,
Yeah.
yellow. Yeah,
Coming center.
yeah, center right now.
Yeah, copy.
This one looks a little bit different than the ones we were
Video,
seeing.
you want to snap that there?
It's also a cup coral in the background.
Copa, do you want to take my mini Zeus and point it upward, please?
Tough to tell. I think it's
Should
probably a
throw it
type of
overhang.
plexaurid. Most likely a plexaurid. Difficult to tell beyond that at the moment. Very good.
Up a little more on the mini Zeus, please.
And the cup coral looks like it could be Javania
Yeah,
or
get there.
similar, or Javania-like, although it could be something else. Difficult to tell with cup corals, as they will usually a lot of their interesting identifying characteristics are
Same as
below
last
the tissue.
range, 1
It's
5
almost
meters,
often very
bearing
difficult
190,
to
speed decimal 2.
identify without taking
Good
off
cut.
the tissue or dissolving the tissue somehow.
All right, is that all you need, Washlets?
Very good, thanks.
Oh, looks like a carnivorous sponge above.
Something,
Yeah.
yeah,
All right,
it's a little
video,
bit
take what
fuzzier
you
than a
want,
coral.
and then we can pull out.
Everything's really small here.
Yeah. That plexaurid definitely looks different than the ones we've been seeing, but given that the polyps are closed, I don't know if it'll be very easy to identify right now. Yeah, we're going to have to be pretty judicious in our collections today, since there are so many options.
Yeah.
Should start moving pretty quick. Go pilot.
Sounds good.
Chrysogorgid. Pretty bushy looking
Yeah.
Chrysogorgid.
You want the mini Zeus back or leave it
Uh,
where it's at?
Yeah, you can put it back down. Thanks.
Okeanos.
Saludos a todos. Están mirando y escuchando de Marine Resource Conservation y Management, la clase en Interamericana.
Video, you want to snap Sea-Star real quick?
Saludos.
A whole bunch of them around.
Yeah. I think it's the same one.
Yep.
Right?
Yep, similar.
Sam.
The same.
Copy. All right, you can come wide.
So front row, would you like to do a round of introductions?
Yeah, this is a good time. Hi there, sitting pilot currently is Sean Kennison. I'm an engineer with the Global Foundation for Ocean Exploration. We're a nonprofit and we build and provide, maintain, and operate the ROVs on today's dive. And we're made up of a team of engineers and videographers that are also responsible for all the video you see. And then I'll let the rest of my coworkers introduce themselves, starting to my left at Navigator.
Sitting nav is Levi Unima.
And co-pilot is Tony Arnold.
Over on the right on video is Bob Knott.
And in the back on video clipping is Caitlin Bailey.
And we hope you enjoyed the dive today. All right, watch leads, thanks for that.
Thanks.
Takes a village out here to make these dives go on smoothly. So we're very fortunate to have a very capable team of engineers and artists working on video and camera, as well as piloting and fixing the vehicle if necessary, maintaining.
Move complete. Thanks, Bridge.
Haven't seen any of those larger fans we saw when we first touched down, the Caligorgia fans.
Yeah, there's a couple right here in the,
Yeah,
the background.
I think, yeah, they don't have the same shape. Maybe just to check, can we zoom on the white fans coming up at around 1 o'clock?
Yeah, copy that.
Just to check if it's the same one we were seeing down a little bit deeper.
All right, video when it comes center, you can
I think
snap
this
it.
is more of the Nacella, yeah. Looks more like Nacella. That looks good. We've got a good opportunity to take a look at these associates as well. We did sample one of these zebra striped sea star or brittle stars. Oh, there's a very, very tiny squat lobster.
Squat lobster, yeah.
Blends in with the sediment as well.
I watch it. Is that all you need?
That's all. That's great.
All right, video. Whenever you're happy.
It's a good time to mention that a lot of these octocorals and stony corals as well as black corals, can be homes to associated organisms like brittle stars, which are thought to have a commensal relationship with these octocorals and fans, as well as the crabs and crustaceans we find on them, using the height above bottom to get out into the water column a little bit so they can capture any floating particulate matter. Can we go back to the bottom of this little outcrop here?
Purple.
The purple blob, directly downwards, outside of the screen.
Quite a few times now.
Yeah. Just on the rock in the foreground. It might be an anemone.
Dead center?
Yep, there you go.
Video, you can come in.